When you seek knowledge, where do you go? The internet? A book? The taxi driver? But what about wisdom? Where do you go to seek wisdom? Do you go to your parents, your mentor, or that same taxi driver? I sometimes like to read about philosophers and try to see the world through their lens and maybe learn something from them. So for now, let me tell you about the time when I found some wisdom at the bottom of a wooden barrel. Hop on my time machine, please. Come on, don't be shy. And let us go to ancient Greece, to Athens. The agora is sprawling, full of life, and I had to go to class when I stumbled. I stumbled on the legs of a homeless man. He probably cursed at me. I did not really pay attention. He was just a bum living in a wooden tub in the market. So I just rushed to get to the class, where I sat down on a stone bench, and the one and only Plato was having a discussion with his disciples. The topic for the day was, how would you best summarize the essence of a human being in as few words as possible? The idea discussed was that one could call a human being a featherless biped, so a being without feathers, which also walks on two legs. Of course, my modern mind could not stifle my laugh, because, of course, they did not know that kangaroos existed, right? But while I was laughing to myself, in rushed someone. A guy just stormed in. He was holding a plucked chicken in his hands and yelled, "Behold, this is a man!" Everybody was shocked, speechless, and frightened, needless to say. I looked at the guy, and who do you think that was? That was the homeless guy that I stumbled upon in the agora earlier. So I returned to the marketplace, and I wanted to find his teachings. I wanted to find out who that man was. That man was a cynic. And no, it wasn't the electorate before an election. Cynic means a philosopher who prefers to forego all material possessions in life. One who rejects conformity and who rejects the luxuries of modern life. Of course, back then luxury meant shelter and earthly possessions. And his name was Diogenes of Sinon. He was a cynic, all right. He lived in a wooden tub, as I explained earlier. He was a man whose only possessions were a lantern and a wooden bowl. Well, what did he use a wooden bowl? He would go to a stream nearby, kneel, and get some water to drink. Until one day he saw a little boy going in that same stream and just using his bare hands to get some water to drink. And then he said, "I don't need such luxury in my life. This is worthless." And he just threw away one of his only possessions. Diogenes believed that the conformities of society only serve to make us lose touch with nature. We have to live in accordance with nature. And for the cynics, that meant to live outside, in a barrel. That meant to forego any need for wealth, for power, and for admiration of your peers. Of course, living like an animal meant what you think. It meant doing your business in a public place, which let us not learn that. Hopping back into my time machine, I came back to the present day, and I started to think about that man. He lived what he preached. He was a true man of the world. He was the man who coined the term cosmopolitan, which meant he wasn't a citizen of any state or city. He was a citizen of the world. What can we learn from Diogenes and his apprentices? That happiness is not in wealth, in power, or the admiration of others. Our true value comes from living according to nature, and I might add, to our nature. So, where do you get your wisdom? Because at some point, I got mine from the bottom of a wooden barrel. Thank you.